is to hold human perception and self-identity in a state, thus a frequency state, that is within the walls of the matrix, the human level or the astral level. Because once you are self-identifying with I am spirit, I am infinite awareness, I am a state of being aware, I have no boundaries, I have no limits, you're out of here. And they can't keep you in because they're basically a bunch of prats. You know, they're not the brightest. I mean, you look at the ancients and how they describe these entities, and in their different languages, it translates as the foolish ones, the stupid people. That's what they are. But what the whole plan is to keep humanity more stupid than they are. That's the whole point of what they do. I can be incredibly stupid, but if I know more than you do, I can control you. You know, this is the dynamic. And from what I can gather and glean, once you get onto that wheel of samsara, you're back in here, right? Especially if you, particularly as you buy the whole bloody dynamic. And what's interesting, mate, is when you kind of start to grasp these two levels, there's incredible similarities between them. Because in the human world, people tend to give their power to authority. Because they often think of themselves as just little me, I have no power, I don't know what's going on. They must know what's going on, I'll do what they say. Or authority of some judgmental God. And then you leave the body and these astral bloody authorities arrive.
Same shit all over again.
And it's the same dynamic of little me, big me, little me. And we got to break that, because by breaking it, by realizing that we are spirit, infinite awareness, a state of being aware, formless awareness, trapped in someone else's matrix, we're out of here. And you're not going to find that out in the astral overwhelmingly because of the way it works, it would seem. And so you come in, and now before you leave, and you know the Buddhists talk about the fact that the best chance you've got of leaving the wheel of samsara is immediately after death. And that's founded on awareness. So here we are in this density, but if you keep asking the big questions, you'll get the big answers. And when you leave the body, you won't get caught in the trap and the manipulation to get to come back here. That's why this period in a human body is so important, to get aware, to get streetwise to what happens when you leave the body, because you can get out of here. That's the whole idea. And when you look at religion and the stories of religion, okay, let's take the Christian story. Only through Jesus can you get to heaven. Only by believing in Jesus can you get to heaven. So your body expires. With you in that belief, you find yourself in the astral dimension.
You meet Jesus.
Jesus appears. A projection. I talk about that in the book.
And you're saved, right? You're saved. You're relieved. You're happy. You're joyous. You're overwhelmingly. This is it. Finally.
Yeah. And you're up the tunnel to the life review, and you're on the wheel of samsara coming back in. And this, this whole reincarnation thing, it doesn't half make racism and all these different other beliefs that cause division to look so freaking stupid and ridiculous. If you were a slave owner, right, and you leave the body, and the elders are going your life review, Oh yeah, well that wasn't very nice, was it? It weren't very good to them, and those black people, they was treating them terrible, you know. So you've got to go and you pay back your karma. So the next life, you got to go back as a black person, right? And you might come in as a black person who is livid and furious because they've looked at the history of at this level, this human level, and they say we want reparations, we want this, we want that, we want the other, and it's outrageous what's happening. And how do you know that your consciousness wasn't involved in doing what you're now condemning? You don't know that. Reincarnation stops all that, which is why just put the fault lines down. The body is a vehicle to experience. The color of it, the nature of it, the belief of it is to keep you in the trap. And like I say, what we call awakening is to go beyond the program. We are consciousness having a human experience. Now we can live that life like that. And if we do, the program will be running our life, all of it, fine detail. Or you can go, I am the consciousness having this experience. I am not my body. I'm not the labels of my body. I'm not man, female, this race, that race. I am consciousness. That's my identity. That's who I am. That's who I eternally am. And as you self-identify with that expansion of self-identity, automatically your consciousness opens and expands with your self-identity, your sense of self. And eventually you start to tap in to awareness, knowledge, insight that is outside of the matrix frequency boundary. And suddenly, whoa! So that's what this world really is. That's what's going on. That's why it's going on. And we call it awakening. And what has happened in the alternative arena, not everybody, no, I'm talking about that main focus that gets all the algorithmic support, is it's gone, okay, and indeed the cult has gone, okay, there's quite a lot come out of the bag now. So we can't go on as before denying everything. So what we'll do is we'll allow a bit more to come out, and we'll give great algorithmic support to those we want to make it come out. Never mind all those people that brought it out before. We'll forget about them. Our people. They might even, and the people themselves might even not know that they're the people of the cult. And what we'll do is we'll allow a bit more to come out, and we won't censor that. In fact, we'll promote it, because really it's already come out. It's no use to us keeping that quiet anymore. But then we'll stop, and we'll focus attention on this is the conspiracy. And we won't tell them that actually what is now breaking news was exposed decades ago by other people, by the pioneers. We'll make them think that it's new stuff coming out, and we'll hold them there. So they've gone from mind prison to slightly bigger mind prison, while infinity is awaiting to be explored. and to be connected with, so that we can see the real game that we are part of, and therefore leave the frickin' game.
When you're in an FLFE field, is you are interacting with a field of a higher level of truth, and maintain and keep it there at those high levels. We have experienced greater levels of truth because we're constantly in the field, not just when we meditate, or not just when we set the intention, not just when things go well in our lives, but even when things aren't so well, we're still in this field. And the changes and the impact have been profound on every level that I could possibly think of. If you are looking for real life white hats, real life people that are having a tremendous impact on the